My name is Obi Osinwando, and we're back here this week to continue our series we started on temperament, understanding your temperament. And as usual, producing and directing today are all right. So last week we started with temperament, and we highlighted the four or identified the four temperaments according to Hippocrates. And these temperaments were identified as the sanguine temperament, the choleric temperament, the phlegmatic temperament, and the melancholic temperament. And I know that I communicated last week that we're going to handle or talk about this temperament one after the other and try to relate it to work and then life. So today we're going to start with the sanguine temperament. Now, the sanguine temperament is recognized as being fun and the sociable temperament. So it is seen as the humor that runs or bodily fluid that runs in the sanguine is blood. So the general trait of a sanguine are that a sanguine is sociable, the sanguine is charismatic, a sanguine is very talkative. The sanguine is someone who does not pay attention to detail, they easily forget, they are a bit disorganized, they're impulsive, they are flexible, they're very, very easygoing. But remember that no temperament is better than the other. Each temperament has its own weaknesses and its strengths. And the idea basically is understanding this temperament to enable you utilize your strengths better and then help you work on your weaknesses and try to convert your weaknesses to your strengths, and then identifying your threats and trying to either mitigate those threats or remove them totally. So the idea of understanding this is not for you to box people into a corner and then start making derogatory statements like saying this individual, oh, I'm not surprised that you are this. No, the idea is to understand yourself, because a man who understands his temperament is better able to organize himself and take specific decisions on his actions. So the sanguine temperament basically speaks the language of fun and people. They are easygoing. So in the area of the sanguine as a worker, the sanguine worker is an individual who is great to work with. They are usually very easygoing, flexible, they are adventurous, they love new things. They are the ones who would accept feedbacks or criticisms without any hard feelings, and then they try to utilize this feedbacks that they have received. However, with a sanguine temperament or a sanguine worker who has a sanguine temperament, you have to know that this individual is somebody who needs to be more micromanaged than the other temperaments, because they are the most disorganized of all the temperaments. So a worker who is a sanguine works excellently well in a team. They do not do well when they are assigned individual tasks. It is good to give them projects that are short, and then it's very easy or good to place them out in front. So give them projects where they would have to come out to make presentations to either clients or their team, and they're very, very good at it. The sanguine temperament is also extremely compliant, and they are amenable to management and listening to decisions and so on. They accept everything that is new with a new should I say enthusiasm. However, as a sanguine worker, you have to understand that they are individuals who do not like projects that are detailed or projects that will require them to sit still. They are very, very susceptible to flattery. So they need that, thank you. They need that accolade that comes from completing projects for them to go ahead. Now, let's talk about the sanguine as a leader. The sanguine as a leader is one individual that can be fun to work with. The sanguine leader is one individual that no 2 day is the same. They are able to carry their team. However, the drawbacks of this temperament as a leader is that they are not usually unbiased. When it comes to decision making, they are very, very impulsive. They do not think through when they are making decisions. And that because they are very susceptible to flattery, they usually have among their team someone that they would they love very well, or they like, or they prefer, and they do not hide it. They're not sensitive enough to know that you do not express this, should I say, this like for this individual. So their appraisals or their decisions cannot be said to be unbiased. And usually the person that they like the most in the team might not be the most effective individual, but the one who, flatters them and eggs them on. So basically, both as a leader, as a worker, it is very, very important for you to be aware of what your strengths and your weaknesses are. Now, let's talk about the sanguine as a parent. The sanguine parent is very, very fun to be with. They are usually the ones that their children's friends love the most, because they always want to get to know their children's friends. They're the ones who turn every difficulty into humor. They are able to turn difficult situations into jokes. So they get along so well with their children's friends. They're the ones who invite them in when they come to see their children or sit down chatting with their children's friends. However, the sanguine as a parent has several weaknesses, one of which is they do not like the ups and downs or the conflicts or the challenges that comes as parents. You would find the sanguine parents being the one to leave the discipline to their partner. They like the easy work of parenthood, but they do not want to delve into discipline. And there are people that over time could actually start resenting their children when they feel that their children do not live up to the expectations that they have set out for their children. So as a sanguine parent, you have to work on yourself, pay great attention to the things that are happening in the home, and do not try to frustrate your partner, because every partner gets frustrated when their partner refuses to take part in any aspect of parenthood. Now, let's talk about the sanguine child. Now, as a parent of a sanguine child, you have to be extremely detailed. You have to be fully involved in your child's life. You do not have to work on your child's social graces, or appealing to people, or talking to people, because a sanguine child is extremely cheerful. A sanguine child gets along with everyone. A sanguine child is usually the one who is involved in cheerleading, in the drama group. They're usually very popular. However, you as a parent of a sanguine child, you have to pay attention to your child's friends, and you have to build a lot of self-confidence in your sanguine child, because the sanguine child is so concerned about what their friends or their peers think about them. So they're usually susceptible to peer pressure, and they get involved in a lot of troubles. So they do things without thinking, because they are very, very impulsive. So you have to ensure that you imbibe that should I say decision-making process of knowing what is right or wrong, and you must always make sure that you harp on it. In fact, you must also make sure that you work on your child, teach them how to pay attention to details, bring up exercises that will help their concentration level, give them better outlets to the energy that they have on the inside. So you can push them into sports, push them into games and arts and crafts. But as a parent of a sanguine child, the most important thing you should do is to ensure that you work on your child's self-confidence and his or her ability to decipher between right or wrong, and to make them understand that they can act on their own and they can actually walk it alone sometimes. So from all we've highlighted, there are so many areas of work for a sanguine individual. You have to learn to work on your organization skills. You have to learn how to pay attention to detail. You also have to learn to be more sensitive, because the sanguine individual is very sarcastic, and sometimes they rub others the wrong way, because they can take jokes. They feel that people can actually take these jokes, but these jokes can rub the other person the wrong way. You also have to learn to actually pay attention and do more work. You have to learn to take on more tasks and responsibilities that would require you to think a lot deeper. You also have to learn to be more less, should I say, impetus in what you do. So today I just want to say thank you for watching, and do not forget to like or subscribe. Have a nice day, and please stay safe. Bye.